Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something clicked.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. So we left off with some things from last time, and I mentioned possibly bringing them up this time. I can do that or not, whatever feels right for
you. I've got a kind of bit of a party going on, so
okay.
There's plenty of material. Yeah, I'm just going to just explore and see where we go. That feels like the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure where to go, so I'll just speak for the ones that are there. Who's here? Or the ones that have been around. So there's the everyone else is better than me part. And there's the I don't belong. I'm not part of the group. Essentially it's I'm not good enough, but it's the specificity is I don't belong.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the solar plexus, which is pretty constant. The one that wakes me up at 4 a.m. every day. I don't know. I mean, we've been there a few times and found maybe different parts, maybe the same part. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's got exile-y feels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and then I have this situation at work, which the first two parts definitely come up in my new job. This other one, I'm just trying to look to see what the flavor of that one is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting it wrong. I'm always getting it wrong. For this one particular person, I feel like I can never get it right. I can never.
Okay.
I'm never hitting the mark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go on.
That solar plexus one?
No, sorry. There's this other part that's triggered by this person at work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, so there's three that everyone else is better than me, that I don't belong, and that I can never get it right. I kind of feel like it's just because that is a force that is always and ever present, sort of gnawing in my system and in my body. But I suppose I can't name it as easily, other than the physical sensations, which we've sort of started with and gone too many times. So there's a few things happening there. I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I think yeah, go on. What were you going to say?
Just that they'd all be worth getting to know.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, because I have to go to work tomorrow, and this dynamic with this particular person that creates this, I can never get it right. That feels the most pertinent. Because it's really impacting me at work, and there's a lot of emotion around it. I found myself a couple of times at work the last 2 days, Thursday, Friday, really flooded, just overwhelmingly tearful and not able to really not be in that place. So that feels like it's really important to try to gain some understanding around it.
Okay. Oh,
so the sensation in my body is like, I feel like I want to vomit. It's really it's sort of like it's coming from my stomach, and it feels like I could vomit when I tune into that part. And the emotion around it is very much in my stomach, and kind of that kind of up to my throat feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
Just seeing if it's anywhere else as well. I mean, it's quite, the flooding is obviously very strong and sort of takes over my body and is quite shaky. Makes me kind of very physically shaky and tearful. And I get that kind of heart lurch tearfulness.
Yeah.
So it's really there now.
Okay.
And we sort of started with a heart part last time, didn't we? Maybe. A similar sort of, so just very emotional. So the essence is, I can never do it. I can never get it right. I can never get it right.
Yeah.
And no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, it's never good enough for this person. I'm just failing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the part sounds strong and important.
Yeah.
Just let it know that you're seeing it and that it's welcome here. How do you feel towards it?
Just give me a sec.
Yeah. Ask it for some space. I want to let it know from me that I would really like to get to know it.
There's a lot of red. I don't know how to ask it for space. It's just it's so there. It's so in me.
Okay. Yeah, so it feels like it's pretty blended.
Yeah, just completely.
Okay. Well, you could let it know that. You could say, this is your blending with me part.
Okay.
Because you have an important message for me, I'm assuming.
Okay. It's very familiar to be that sort of overwhelmingly emotional. So
yeah,
your questions of ask it to give you some space is very new information for both of us. So
yeah, kind of a new relation, new way to approach it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, just let it know that the idea here is to get to know it better. You've had the experience of it blending with you, and you know that well.
Very well.
We want to see it from another angle.
Okay. I don't know how to do that in this moment.
Okay.
But I'm really open to giving it a go. Oh, so strong.
Yeah. You just reflect that back to it. It's so strong. Just let it know if it steps back, or steps in front. You'll be able to see it.
I just hear I'm hurting.
Yeah.
It hurts so much. It's this part that's the crying oceans part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we met a part crying oceans last time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the kind of its emotional representation or something like somehow. I don't know if they're the same part or if they're different parts.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it feels like it just has so many tears that it would just fill up the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. If it will let self see it, self can create a space.
I feel like there's a resistance to unblending.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can share with me what that resistance is about.
Well, it's like there's something about identifying with that part, with the tearful. Or just because it's been so present for so many years. There's something about resisting the unblending because it identifies with it so strongly. What does that mean?
Yeah. Or what is it concerned would happen if it did step back?
I'm a little bit confused about I feel like I want clarity about whether I feel like there's two parts. I feel the emotion part is a part. The emotion, the kind of crying oceans, is a part, and then there's the source of like what created that to come into my body. The part that we started with, which is this. I'm just not sure if they're two different parts. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And what gave you the idea that they might be? What does the created that mean?
Could you say that again?
Which one created it? I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
The part that can't get it right, can never get it right. This part that was been activated at work. I think leads to the part that is hyper emotional. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's my speculation.
Okay. That could be something that you reflect back. You could say, I'm not even sure if this is one or two parts. I'd like to know that.
I feel like it's two parts. At least there's enough kind of pushing for that idea that tells me that might be true. I don't think it's important necessarily.
Is the can't get it right saying I can't get it right, or is it saying you can't get it right?
That's a great question. I think it might be saying you can't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
I need to just feel into that a little bit more.
Okay.
I wonder if there's... Yeah, do you have any questions that could maybe further that understanding?
Sure. You could ask it if it's saying, I can't get it right, or you can't get it right.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I just, if I've got enough distance to be able to.
Yeah. Again, it's welcome to tell me if it would like.
Let me just have a feel.
Maybe the question would be, who can't get it right?
When I said, who can't get it right? I said, you can't.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I believe we have two parts then.
Because when I went to ask the question, there was a little bit of, there was a flavor of, you can't do this. You don't, you remember, you don't know how to talk to parts. You can't.
Yeah.
The keeper of the keys, the doubter, the cynic,
yeah.
That one sort of, there's a little flavor of that. And I just was aware of it, but still asked the question and the answer was clear. And I'm saying that really just to kind of say there may be a relationship there as well. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, anyway, you've gotten some clarity, and sounds like you've gotten a little space.
Yeah. I don't know if it's space or if I'm not so close to it. Oh, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
What I mean is that the strength of the feeling has dissipated.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get it right.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do.
Sounds to me like a protector in exile. Exile, reacting or having those tears. Exile maybe internalizing that message that it can't get it right.
Yeah.
And this part sending the message.
And this person just, I don't know, I just can't. I feel like I'm just getting it wrong all the time. He does, it's really, there's a lot of system information that happens in response to this guy. Like, you're not good at what you do. You shouldn't be here. And this is all projected onto what I think he thinks. And you're not good enough. You can't do the job. You're not doing the job right.
Yeah. And then you have this protective part that is kind of in agreement with that, or.
Well, I don't know that he thinks that. I'm just sensing that he thinks those things. It's nothing.
Right.
There's no actual information other than vibes that in my hypersensitive, hypervigilant role kind of interprets as,
interprets and turns up that volume
really loud.
Yeah. Okay. So I would
And it's
suggest
like
that we target that
the
part.
the whole team, because it's quite a big team of us. The whole team feels really supportive, caring, kind of the students and of, as a whole, like we feel really united in looking out for each other. And apart from this, this one guy who's really seems to be really part of the team and is beloved by the team, but I feel kind of targeted by him.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
that's the kind of dynamic. That's the dance. That's the dance, and it doesn't. Anyway.
So the one with the tears, well, if you'd like to target this protector first, which is what I'm feeling would make sense, but I could be wrong.
I agree.
Then we would ask the one with the ocean of tears for space and just to hold on while we meet with this protector.
Yeah, I mean, for now it has already moved.
Yeah.
To the side.
Uh-huh. And how do you feel towards this one who says you can't get it right?
Ooh. The other one's back. That's
okay.
Funny. The other one came straight in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because we know how it feels, and that really familiar feeling, right? Yeah. So that now you see it, that his feelings make sense. You see how hard this other part has been on it. Maybe you could offer it its own space to wait.
It just wants like this huge, really fluffy, like almost inflatable blanket just to wrap around itself to protect it. To have that, it needs a protector. So it needs something to keep, because it's Easter. So it just wants a protective layer.
Yeah, and we can also promise to get back to it.
Yeah, so it's got this kind of huge blanket ball thing that's going to wrap itself into for now.
That's great.
I'm just checking in to see if it needs anything else. No, I don't think it does. Okay, so how do I feel towards this part?
Yeah.
I can't get it right. I'm curious. Yeah, a little wary. A little wary, actually. Yeah.
You want to say more about what that's about?
Puffy, just scared of it. Not sure if it's the tearful part or a different part.
Yeah, well, with a message like that you can't get it right, I could imagine a lot of parts being scared of it, especially if it has so much power and.
Yeah.
Just let any of those parts know that makes sense to you.
Okay. I really appreciate being seen. they just wanted to know that like I doesn't like any exploration that I do isn't going to damage, like they're just protective, I guess, that they don't want me to be hurt. I think that's what they're saying. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't
they've seen a lot of hurt coming.
Yeah,
coming from this part, and
they don't want the damage of hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can have their spaces. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a bit more compassion that can come in now for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Just show it that.
I'm getting an image from a call that you had that I listened to recently of a part behind bars, and so that my take from that is that maybe I need some kind of barrier between me and it to be able to talk to it comfortably.
Yeah. Yeah, it might even agree with that. It might have a suggestion about what would feel right.
It's got a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
It's got a lot to say.
Yeah. You could also, just throwing out more ideas, you could see if it will make an agreement with you, that if you'll speak with it and hear what it has to say, if it will, not overwhelm, it will turn down the volume some, and it won't attack other parts or try to.
So it's a little tricky at the moment because it looks like my dad. So I'm finding that a little bit challenging emotionally to see that. So that's just information.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, and that's kind of a new thing for you to see. See your dad in this part. Okay.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been probably exiled from the whole story, the whole picture.
Yeah. Yeah. So this part's showing you a new side of it.
They're sort of sitting in a kind of nonchalant position, cross-legged, turned away from me, kind of disinterested but opinionated.
And how do you feel towards it?
Having my dad in there is very difficult.
Yeah. This is a part that is reflecting your dad for a reason.
Yes, that's right. So he's occupying a physical form that looks like my dad. Is that kind of what's going on?
Yeah.
Is that how you put it? Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not him, my dad. But...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a part that's showing up like that, and they have reasons for showing up the way they do. So.
Okay.
It probably, if we asked it, it probably recognizes that image has a certain power, and it
exactly
it dons it for a reason.
Exactly. My words. All right, how do we do this? I want to go there. I have fear, extra fear now.
I wonder if you could ask the part to kind of set the dad mask aside just for a little while. Like you've acknowledged it, that's kind of one of its features.
Yes.
And you can say that's that really shakes up a lot of parts.
Thank you.
And,
thank you for that. But could you just tone that bit down a little bit?
Yeah. If we've noted that, that's important.
I'm kind of curious about it though, as well.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just not certain that it's not going to completely flood things.
Yeah. And you can let it know that like it can do that. It has the power to flood the system with showing up.
I don't know
way.
that. It just might, it's sort of a Noah situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just meant in negotiating with it that kind of just respecting its power.
Yeah, okay. I think it's hard to separate it because it's part of the message.
Yeah. Would the part like to be known by you?
I think it's using the image of my dad as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's really not going to want to go there if I look like this.
Yeah.
She's going to not come anywhere near me if I look like this.
Right. And I just want to let it know that we don't have to go near it. It doesn't have to participate. I'm curious. It sounds like you have some curiosity.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, that's getting a bit deeper as well. Okay.
And it had some concerns about getting near it.
I can't get past this image in my head.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge that makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay.
Of all the parts and of all the images, right?
Right.
It's like somebody's bringing out the big guns here, right?
Yeah. 100%, the biggest gun.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. Yeah. So there's no need. We don't have to go anywhere. Just want to acknowledge the power of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. We don't have to go anywhere. We can just be right here with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't mean we have to go off, like disappear, back off completely. It's just, this feels important just to sit here with this.
Yeah.
And the kind of softening into the system feeling that I have, that sort of spacious feeling came, but I'm wondering if it might be this actually the old spacey one that's just kind of makes me go a bit like feel really calm, but actually quite blank. So I'm just being with it all. I feel to just repeat the phrases. So I feel that'd be useful. You can't get it right. That's the key message, or that's the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's the part feel about, it said it didn't want you getting near it, and I hear that you're kind of at this threshold and you're holding that presence. Does it have any more it wants to say about how that feels for it?
Mm-hmm. So my sense right now is that and I don't know if this makes any sense, but it feels like the image of my dad is a different part,
mm-hmm.
like another protective layer to
mm-hmm.
stop that protector from speaking.
Okay. And it's
know.
A shield. It feels like it's a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have an agenda part
mm-hmm.
that wants to get into it because it doesn't want to go back into work tomorrow and have all of that same experience happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Let the agenda part know that makes sense. And the way in is usually with curiosity, which self is best at.
Uh-huh.
So how's your curiosity towards this dad shield?
I do feel curious. I do wonder if this spacey part is here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of providing those bars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot there. There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
It's a big thing to have my dad show up.
Yeah. One thing you could, kind of like you were saying with the bars, you could, have that part in a room and you're outside looking through a window. You can see it from a telescope. If some other distance feels better.
It's my dad, much younger. He's dead now, but it's him, like, sort of, yeah, here we go. My speculation is that it's my dad at the age he was when, No, I'm not going to go in that thinking. That's not helpful.
Okay. I'll offer again that any part can speak with me if that feels right.
Mm-hmm. Who would like to speak? And who would they like to speak with? Yeah, the image of my dad is very static. It feels like a shield.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's a part, who knows? Is it a part of the part underneath it? Is it a different part? And so on. Sort of not useful necessarily to understand.
Maybe a question would be, what's the fear that a part has of if it didn't show you that?
It's a nice question. That I'd see it.
Did you see the part holding it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd free it.
Free it?
That's what it said.
Okay.
That I'd release it. Its message. Its messages.
Okay. So the shield keeps you from seeing and freeing the message. And that's really important to this part, or parts.
I'm just curious as to why it minds. If it's saying those things, why does it mind it being heard, those things being heard? Are you still there, James?
I am.
Okay.
Did the part have any response to your curiosity?
No, I just got a bit confused about what's what, what's actually going on. Because now it's physically holding up this shield that's in the shape of my dad.
Yeah.
It's got two hands on the handles at the back of it.
Yeah. You just let it know that you see how important it is.
And
we don't know why necessarily, but
yeah, okay. Yeah, there's the wanting to dig in and get and uncover and understand part.
Yeah.
Once the cold.
Yeah. You can let that part know that you're not going to unsee this. But a part using such powerful image and who doesn't want to be seen, the part itself, that's not a part to be rushed.
No.
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to be seen because it doesn't want to be stopped. It likes its position.
Okay.
It wants to be able to keep doing what it does. That's why it doesn't want to be seen.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Must have a very important reason. To do what it does.
I've got another part saying, what do you mean? Like, why is it so important to berate and criticize and attack?
Maybe it does more than that we don't know. Maybe we've just kind of seen this one dimension of it.
Yeah.
I'm just hypothesizing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. But it's torn because it really wants to let rip as well. It really wants to say all the stuff.
Yeah. Let it know that you're getting that. That you get that it doesn't feel like it's safe to be seen. And yet it has a lot that it wants to share. It sounds like, to me, that it's in a really difficult position where it feels like it has to use such extreme measures. because of how important it feels like its role is.
It really loosened, like it's something softened in it when I acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You could also commit to not just trying to stop it. I bet you have other parts that really want to stop it.
Yeah, it's got quite small now.
Okay.
It's like 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it was in this sort of crouched down position, holding up the shield, and it's not holding the shield up anymore. That's just to the side, but it's still crouched down and sort of looking up at me warily. It's very dark.
How do you feel towards it?
Or black, yeah. Really compassionate.
Okay.
It's wearing all black and it's in a black place. Oh, I don't know if this lines up with the timeline, but I was the spider in Incy Wincy Spider at school in a play,
mm-hmm.
and I had all black on, and I had this whole elaborate costume, and then I had some black socks to cover my hands to make them look like the legs, but I forgot the socks, so I felt really self-conscious because I didn't have the costume on right. I didn't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it right. So that's come in.
Yeah.
You
could ask this part if that's a meaningful memory for it.
Because it feels like it's wearing that costume.
Yeah.
Or it looks like it's wearing that costume.
Will it tell you how it feels?
It feels scared. It feels like it doesn't want the vulnerability of being seen. So similar. It doesn't want to be seen, but
yeah,
different reason.
Is there something we can do to give it that, to respect that it doesn't want to be seen?
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't. It remembers the vulnerability of being seen. That's more accurate.
Yeah. So it's not this present moment with self that feels like it's violating that. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's cautious because it remembers the vulnerability of being exposed and seen.
That all makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got, I thought I was asking if I could sit down on the floor next to it, and I thought that's what I was doing, but then I can see that part that's sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nice catch. So ask that part for space. Let it know you're doing fine. Seeing this part in its time, in your curiosity.
I'm just having a chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's saying, no, you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
I don't want to let you
right.
get
And
close here.
we could acknowledge that we've had several parts that have their own kind of agenda around this one.
Yeah.
And so it would kind of make sense that this one's saying you don't know what you're doing, because here's this self-like part showing up, here's this agenda part showing up, so all these other parts that have their thoughts and feelings about it.
Yeah. This little one's just kind of looking from, like, darting its eyes from one to the other, just like wondering what's going on.
The 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can let her know what you're up to.
Okay.
Which includes kind of dealing with these other parts that want to do it their way. And again, that it makes sense that this part feels like this isn't going right, or you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, she showed up before. She was sitting on the box for Rage. She's the same one. I can't remember what her role was there, but she's the same one as that, physically.
Well, and interestingly, I think with that same one sitting on the box, she also had an older part who came and sat with her.
Yeah, no, it's the older part that came and sat with her. That's the one that's being self-like now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's the older one that on the box that's here now.
Uh-huh. Great.
Yeah.
Just ask her to notice you.
So self-like one.
Mm-hmm. That you have space for her.
Yeah, I'm just telling her that I know that I'm asking her to trust me, but that she doesn't know that she can trust me yet. And it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And she's got really good intentions, right?
Yeah.
She goes to other parts that are in need and goes and does the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just saying I'm grateful for her and that she doesn't have to go away. It's okay for her to stay close if she wants to. I'm here for her as well.
Yeah. And the things that we did learn about this part with the shield, that was your doing. That was a delicate operation, right? Even and that took patience and courage and curiosity and time.
So it feels like we're all just kind of settling into the space we're in together and letting our breathing settle and adjusting to being here together in this way. And this little spider part seems quite scared and vulnerable.
Just let it know that you want to provide a space for it to be exactly as it is with you.
She's actually quite strong. I think the looking really vulnerable was almost a mask as well.
Well, like I predicted, she's got a lot of sides to her.
Because, those messages are ones that she had to come in. She came in. Oh, I don't even know how to say it. Like the part that she is with the messages of you can't get it right, it's her. Like she came in with those messages. Is that how it works?
When you say she came
how
in,
are parts created?
Yeah, how are parts created? Oh, damn, where are my notes? Yeah.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is she's got that. She's still carrying that message.
Yeah. It's important for a reason.
The 8-year-old part of me that had to harden.
Had to harden. Something to do with this wearing black and school play or whatever play. You could even ask it rather than me how it was created, where it came from, why, how.
Well, that my grandfather died when I was 8. That's the first thought that came in when 8 came. When the number 8 came, was remembering. That's when my grandpa died, and the significance of that is that obviously that's a significant thing. It was my first death close to me, but it's my dad's dad, so I remember contemplating death for the first time and being overwhelmingly terrified. To the point where I had to create parts, I guess, to stop thinking about it because it was too big to think about never existing again. It was too huge.
I wonder how much of that was represented by your dad's face also at that time.
Yeah. I didn't have a huge amount of contact with him. Didn't grow up with him. But I'm sure there would have been something.
Check all this out with the part. If the thing about the grandfather is significant to it.
It feels like there's the blackness is connected to that, remembering, thinking about death, and the totality of that, the non-existence of form.
Yeah. So it's really scary for it.
What I don't understand, apart from forgetting the socks for my hands and not getting that right, I'm not able to put all the pieces together at this point.
Just stay curious.
Okay.
This part's shown us a lot. When all we knew about it to start with was this same old message of you can't do anything right.
Yeah, you can't get it right.
It's shown us the shield. It's shown us its age.
Yeah, yeah.
And all these other details.
Yeah.
And it started saying that it was afraid to be seen. You could just thank it.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time. It's been working hard for a long time.
I was sort of saying these things and being, showing gratitude, and it just sat up and said, fuck you.
Yeah. You all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay, let it know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can do that here.
It wants to speak.
Got those other parts out of the way?
Feels like it. Saying, let me fucking speak.
Yeah.
Let me say what I want to say.
You got any objection to that?
No. It's just a kind of barrage of insults, criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You're useless. You don't know what you're doing. You're a waste of space. You'll never get anything right. What a fucking mess.
How does it feel for it to be able to just throw all those out in a barrage like that?
It's annoying because you stopped it in its tracks.
My bad.
Where were we? Yeah. You can't ever get anything right. You're never going to be able to get anything right. You may as well fucking give up. You're useless. You're a waste of space. It's pointless you being here. It's pointless you ever trying anything. Nothing you ever do will ever be right.
Uh-huh.
You're a waste. You're a waste. You're a waste. You've got nothing to offer. You're
Still
incomplete. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm speaking for it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a loser. You'll never do anything good. You'll never do anything right. You've got nothing to hope for. Just give up now. Don't even bother trying. You'll always be shit at everything. No one loves you. No one cares about you. No one is here for you. No one will ever be here for you. No one will ever love you. No one will ever want you. You're worthless. You mean nothing. You've taken everything away from me.
You still with it?
Yeah, that one, last one is curious. Why bother trying? Everything's hopeless. You're hopeless. You don't belong. You never will belong. You're a waste of space. Just give up now. What's the point? What's the point in doing or trying anything? Then you're just going to fuck it up and get it wrong. What's the point? If all we do is die, and then there's nothing. And then there's nothing. What's the fucking point?
Still with it?
Yeah, just showing gratitude.
Yeah.
It's sort of looking around, surprised that it's still here, even though it's said all of that.
Yeah, it's wondering where the big reaction is, or being told that it can't do that, or
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. that if it was seen, that it would be stopped.
Scolded.
Mm-hmm.
Silenced. I said, what would you like to do now?
Mm-hmm.
And it said, river.
Go into the river?
Yeah, it wants to go into the river. It could wash all that black off.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you see even more of it.
Say again?
I'll let you see even more of it.
Yeah. The spider costumes are heavy and moldy and smelly, uncomfortable. Mm. Mm. She's a good swimmer.
She's a really strong part. You know, the way she's just the river, she knows. She knows what she wants to say. She says it. You know? She's just...
Yeah. She's swimming underwater like an otter.
Yeah.
Floating on her back. Taking a bit of time for the stuff to come off still. Most of it's gone. She just loves being in the river, swimming against the current one way and then floating on her back. And diving under again, swimming against the current. Feels so good to have water flowing across her body and not in that sort of dank, stagnant cupboard of black, all moldy, and water feels very different. She can jump out like a dolphin.
Is she seeing your presence and role in all of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just popped her head up, give me a big smile and a thumbs up in response to the question.
Yeah. Is there anything else that she wants to give up?
That's good. I just felt a bit of a wave of emotion because the words that I wanted to say was she makes me feel young again. But I realised that I didn't really ever feel young then when I was young. Like the freedom of youth.
Right.
I never really had that.
Stuck in a dark place, stuck using the dad shield, which is the grown up, and all those messages that, even though there were a bunch of them, they're not youthful and creative messages. They're
the opposite.
Yeah.
But I don't remember feeling, in real life, I don't remember feeling like young and free in that way, like just wild and free. And so there's a little bit of sorrow there, but also delight in seeing her free.
Right. And the sorrow could be something that you acknowledge with her.
It doesn't feel like it has to do with her.
Okay.
Or that it's hers, It feels like it's mine. It's another part, I guess. I remember once I said in a call, I felt regret about, and it was when we were looking at the babies, and you kind of stumbled over me using the word regret because it felt inappropriate, inappropriately inadequate. Anyway, I'm just going to go back to her, see if she needs. What was your question? Does she need to release anything else?
Yeah. Do we need to return to the dad shield? Figure out what to do with that?
She's just
her call.
She's just got out, climbed up the bank, got out of the water and picked it up. It's just a bit of plywood. Just picked it up and put it on the fire.
I'm wondering if in our time in this conversation, you'd like to circle back at all to, especially to the part with the ocean of tears that was so frightened of how this part was showing up.
I'm just checking. I'm just still back with the shield because that was...
Yeah. I don't want to...
You paused and that made me pause, and then it wasn't really... That sort of happened in my thought before she did it, and so then she did it, and then it didn't really work. So then...
Okay, yep.
And I don't know if that was because of the pausing or what, but something didn't flow with that idea. So I kind of just... I feel like I need to just stay with that idea of the shield, because you made ask the question about the shield.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a chore for her to do, and she was free in the water, so she wants to go back in there and not have to do anything. She doesn't want to have to work to do. She wants to be free.
Great. Sounds like you know what you're doing.
Oh, really? Because I don't know. I was like, well, I wanted the shield gone. It was me that made that happen. So
yeah, she might be over it. Who knows?
I don't know what to do with it. It's just sort of leaning against.
It might be an important memento, but it's
it feels
hers.
A bit heavy.
It's hers, and it's her call. And if she says,
okay,
quit bothering me with that, I'm trying to swim, then that's the answer for now.
That's what she's saying. She doesn't want any responsibility to be put on her about it.
Great.
She's playing.
Mm-hmm.
She is so strong. I lost her.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Yeah. Well, she was there. She just didn't feel like she could show up as she is.
Yeah. She had strength in other ways.
Right.
That's for sure.
Is there anything else that she needs from you at this time?
Yeah, I feel sort of uncertainty about what to do next. What's now? Where she goes, what she does.
Do you have a concern that, again, like that you would lose her again, or that you would unsee any of this?
I think the concern is, like, literally, where does she live in space and time?
Mm-hmm. Just ask her.
Okay. She likes being in the river.
Okay.
But can I just leave her there?
She's real strong. and again, you're not gonna leave her.
Yeah.
She's part of you. And she's the strong, beautiful part of you. Who you can now see for who she is.
She's agreeing with you. She's funny. So full of life.
You just check in with her when you want and when she wants, and if anything needs to change about anything, you two can figure that out.
I just feel like, if she wants to build a fire, she can build a fire. Like, if she wants to build a house with shelter, she can do that. She's kind of got it,
Yeah.
She's got this, but I don't know if I should leave. I feel there's a part that doesn't want to leave her alone.
Well, yeah, again, I don't...
She's young.
I don't think it's a leave alone thing.
Yes. I think I have...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think I have some, guilt, I think is the word. Because I've met all these other parts, and, the babies in the bassinet and the other ones by the river in China, and
and some of them want to just snuggle forever, and some of them...
Yeah, but should I be doing it? I've left them. I feel like I've got this thing about, I've left them all there in these places and haven't gone back and haven't reattended. And maybe that's okay. Maybe they're just okay there.
Well, they're better off than they started. We know that.
Okay. And I guess they could let me know, really, if they could just let me know.
Yeah.
If they wanted something else.
And that it's a very common prescription that to continue checking in on parts. So
yeah,
more of that is probably better. But I don't know. I'll speak for how it is with my parts, my exiles, unburdened exiles. I check in with them, and they're doing the same thing, and they're fine. And that happens so often.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Sometimes they want something updated, but they've shown me what they wanted to show me. They're in a place that they feel natural and free. They've been witnessed and unburdened. The connections between them and other protectors has been kind of resolved, or that it's not a sore spot anymore.
Yeah.
But I get it, where it's like, wait, what? Like,
I'm wanting resolution. I want a closure, I suppose. But yeah, they're just alive here in my system. And so she was the protective part, but is she in exile? Like, I know it's just words, but I'm curious.
It seems like her main role was in a protective way. I find this pretty often with these parts in the not preschool ages, but that they often do straddle that line of like, well, she did have to do a lot of protecting for younger parts or whatever, but she is also an 8-year-old, so that's when that distinction might become more difficult to make about exactly, is it one or the other? And this might just be one more thing that we got to let go. Because an 8-year-old out of a spider suit in a river is not in any of the textbooks, and it's real. It's who she is. And, that's great. And all of the things about her are unique. The way that she shows up, the way that her barrage of things to say, her shield and her burdens, and your relationship with her. It's special.
Yeah. And the definition doesn't matter. I'm just curious because, she showed up as a protector, but then it felt like exile kind of, but anyway.
Yeah. I think if I was going to define it, I would say it's an exile that's doing some protecting
work.
And I would offer again, do you want to circle back and just spend a moment with the one with the ocean of tears, any of the parts that have been on the receiving end of her protection, or whatever you want to call it? Thank them for giving you space and update them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, James.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, parts.
Yeah.
Questions, concerns. Right. Of course, you can contact me anytime if they come up in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, James.
Okay,
see you next time. You too.
All right, bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. to every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts, and to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.